What's up YouTube, Shawn DaGamer here, and I am doing a quick little response video to the topics that Asian Eyes White Dragon brought up in his latest video that I saw of him. The video is called Konami TCG, please don't ruin the classic band cars with Erratas. So, I made a 15-minute video, which I still have. I think I probably just deleted it by accident, but I just want to take those points and kind of shorten them and say it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if I'm playing Light Sworns, like, just basic Light Sworns, not Maneuver Sworn or anything like that, but just basic Light Sworns, and Crush Card Virus gets errata. Guess what I'm not going to do? Complain about Crush Card Virus being errata, because it doesn't affect me. So we're at a time where Yugioh is over 20 years old, and a lot of people like myself have been playing this game. I wanted to make a blanket assumption, if you're an older player, you've been playing this game between Legend of Blue Eyes and Magic Ruler, or Pharaoh's Servant, at least. So a lot of people like, Pharaoh's Servant, what the hell is that? That's the point I want to make. A lot of these cards that are being errata have been around forever, like Rescue Cat and things like that. And an errata at this point doesn't matter. It does not matter whether it's a good errata or a bad errata. It doesn't matter for the sake of power creep in the game anyways. So it doesn't, a card like Rescue Cat or Tribe Infecting Virus and things like that, or Future Fusion, some of those cards are more powerful than others, and a lot of other cards that have been errata, just not the three that I just named. But in the long term, it doesn't matter, because there are cards that are probably more powerful than that, or B, it just doesn't matter because you're not going to play the card, period, even if it was suitable in your deck. Like I gave the example of Light Sworns and Crush Card Virus. But in the long run, if I'm playing, if I'm playing a deck and the card gets errata that doesn't involve my deck, it doesn't matter. And then a lot of people will make the point, but what about the nostalgic people? So it doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter, because if you're nostalgic about a card, you have the original card, like Rescue Cat or Tribe Infecting Virus, or what are some other cards like Brain Control, Imperial Order, and things like that. Cards have been on the ban list forever, and for them to see play, they needed to be, changed a little bit and things like that. But then you bring up the point of making new cards, similar to the old cards, but with quote unquote errata effects. And that didn't work. You brought up the examples of Fishborg Archer and Tribe Shocking Virus, I believe it's called. The changed cards, like the newer versions of Tribe Infecting Virus and Fishborg Blaster. And people didn't play those cards regardless anyways. Maybe some saw a little bit more play than others for a short period of time, but it didn't matter because they're not seeing play now. Even if those cards were the original cards with the short erratas, they still probably won't be seeing play now. You remember when Tsukiyomi and Magician of Faith got the erratas in ban, or I think one got errata and the other one just got unbanned. Like, I think Magician of Faith was just unbanned without an errata because she was too slow. A flip effect to get a magic card back. A lot of people don't even play a lot of magic cards unless it's like Twin Twister, Pot of Desires, and things like that. And those are two cards you would think you would want to get back to maybe see one more time in the game if you're not playing 2 or 3 copies of it. But is it worth waiting that one turn or whatever for a Magician of Faith? Like, what if they came out with like a card like Magician of Faith? It was, instead of it, no, what was the example that I used? Ring of Destruction. A card like Ring of Destruction that got errata. I said if you call it Circle of Hurt, if you call the card Circle of Hurt, people still aren't going to play it because a lot of people like us older players, we know what it's meant to be, and it's not that card anymore. So does it matter? Your original card is still out there, and then there's the argument of, but we still want to play it. Play it like how people got tired of a few formats ago. What was it? The Dragon Rulers and Prophecies and things like that. People got sick and tired of dealing with all that stuff. So you know what they did? They took the old cards and started playing, the GOAT format again. And you can still do that. You guys, bigger YouTube channels or personalities have the power to like hold little tournaments on certain websites or applications, or hell, even in person. There was the ARG tournaments, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, started because they got, or at least their own ban list, because they were fed up with Konami. So they made their own thing, and people played it, and some people didn't. People like it, some people didn't. But you can't please everybody. But you know what they did? They took matters into their own hands, and did what they wanted to do to play something, play their game the way they want it to be played. And you can do that. There's no need to like, even now I'm probably being a hypocrite by making this video, but there's no need to complain about something that it's a lose-lose situation for Konami. They can try to keep it's a lose-lose situation. Keep the card on the ban list and listen to people say, I want this card off the ban list. I want this card off the ban list. I want this card off the ban list. What up, Shadows? Like that's a perfect example. What if they limited Stratos to you can only get elemental hero monsters? Are people going to complain that, I can't play this in Destiny Heroes, Evil Heroes, Masked Heroes? Are people going to complain about that? But you got your boy off the ban list, so shouldn't you be happy? What if they make a lesser powerful version of that card of Stratos, where you can recruit one monster that's only a hero monster, or they just made one for each, little set of heroes, instead of having that one generic one that can pull almost any hero. So there's like a lose-lose situation. He also brought up the point of, like Errata's, well, I don't think he brought it up, somebody else brought it up, he mentioned it, of Errata's being like reboots. And my thing about that is, it doesn't matter, even at that point, because the original movie is still there. And an example I want to use is Power Rangers. Power Rangers is a franchise that's being rebooted now, and it had in America 2 movies. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it's not the original Power Rangers. It's not what I thought. It's not what I wanted. But even as a kid, I knew that the original Power Rangers movie sucked. But you know what I still have, or I went out and bought to support that I still like Power Rangers? Legacy items. Oh my gosh. So instead of complaining about, I don't like the new season of Power Rangers, I don't like the new movies, I don't like this, I don't like that, I went out and did what I could to show my support to the series in general. And even if they didn't come out with these legacy items, I would still like go out and buy like their old original upside down Morpher or the clunky Zords and things like that. But luckily, they came out with this stuff. And I'll be such a hypocrite if I said, I don't like the new Power Rangers movie. I don't like the way the new outfits look. I don't like the way the new Alpha 5s look. I don't like the way Rita looks. It's not the same. But then they come out with items like this, and then people still don't buy them. The legacy line is almost in danger of, going away, because people like to complain, but when they give us stuff like this, they don't buy the product. And it's the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! People are complaining about their nostalgic things being taken away, and then they give us stuff like the legacy decks. I call it, I'm using the word legacy now because, but like, the revamped versions of the older Battle City decks with Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey and things like that. And I'm not like a numbers person when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! And things like that because the secondary market is stupid. But the point is, off shelves, like how many people do you know other than people that actually have money actually go buy packs? And I don't. That's a whole different subject for a different day. But the whole thing I'm trying to make here is, the whole point I'm trying to make here is, it doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. If they try to errata a card so it can at least be played, people are going to complain about it. If they leave it on a ban list, people are going to complain about it. If they make a new version of a certain card, people are going to complain about it. But at the same time, all you have to do is, show your support in one way or another of how you want things to be done, in an organized manner, and not just complain about it. Like, if you guys don't like certain things in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, instead of saying, hey, you have the power to at least make a petition. Hey, these are things that we don't like that you do, and this is how, as a community, we would like to see you handle it better. That's what RhymeStyle and everybody did in Dragon Ball Z with their community, with Dokkan Battle and things like that, and they're slowly making changes to that. Bruno and Mia of MMPR Toys and Divided as One, they take suggestions from the fans and things like that, and that's how we get pieces like the Legacy line and all the other stuff that they're doing for us. But to my knowledge, I could be completely wrong, there isn't anything like that in the Yu-Gi-Oh community community other than the people that are making the videos, like Agent Eyes or Drew and Cap G, Dub K Dad. He puts out a video like once every 5 years. So, but instead of sitting here complaining about it, do something about it. That's all I'm trying to say. Instead of complaining about it, do something about it. There's all these different avenues and things like that. If you don't like the erratas, make your own tournament, make your own little format, or for the people that you have in your area, and watch it grow, let it grow, and then maybe Konami, even with Yu-Gi-Oh, even with wrestling, people stopped. People started complaining and things like that about how we didn't like certain things, and they're slowly starting to change that. What up, NXT? What up, UK tournament? What up, Cruiserweight Classic? But in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's more complaining. Oh, we don't like this, but there's never any organized petitions or things like that. And once again, this video is damn near 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna stop rambling now. Everything linked in the description below. But the whole point is, instead of complaining about it, take action. Things like this are the results of people coming together. And this is not the only thing I bought. I have the Dragon Zord, I have the Tiger Zord, I have Saba, I have the Dragon Dagger, the Blade Blaster. I'm about to go get the Communicator whenever I can find one, and the Shogun Zord when it comes out. Hopefully it comes out. But instead of complaining about things that can possibly be, you can say it's not in your power, but in this day and age where the internet and people's voices are slowly being heard, slowly, shout out 2016 election, things, if you just organize yourselves in a proper fashion, change can happen. Shawn DaGamer 2020. I'm out of here.